to make what we're gonna be making today because I've never made it, but I'm super excited to, and that is lasagna soup. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's get started. This is super simple from the recipe that I've seen. I'm just gonna kind of make up my own and it's basically any way that you would make your lasagna, but we're gonna add beef broth to the sauce to make it into a soup. So what you're gonna need is 2 pounds of hamburger. As you know, if you follow me, we are avid hunters. We have ground venison. So I've got 2 pounds of ground venison. I've got an onion, a couple cloves of garlic, some of my basil that I had in the freezer from the garden last year. This is the most exciting part, I think. I grabbed a couple sprigs of cilantro that I have growing right now, and I've never ever grown cilantro, so, or however you say it, cilantro, so we've got that. And then you're gonna have some diced tomatoes, and then you're gonna have your tomato sauce and your beef broth. So how we're gonna do this is I'm just gonna kind of chop up all of this stuff here. We're gonna cook this up, and then we're gonna put it all together. So to get started, I'm gonna throw the meat in the pan, cook it up, and then we will cut up all these and add it to it. So before I get too ahead of myself, let's get the ground venison in the pan, and you can use any ground meat, chicken, beef, whatever, pork. Just cook it up, and that can be your meat for your soup. So let's get this in the pan and get it cooking, and then we will go from there. Okay, so I've got my venison in the pan. I'm just simply going to let it cook down. Once it's cooked, I will give you a peek at what it looks like. While this is cooking, we'll go over to the counter here and we will get our other things cut up. Okay, so I'm back to the meat here, and it is cooked. As you can see, deer meat, or venison meat, whatever you want to call it, is very lean. There's hardly any fat in it, any fat content, as you can see here. That is the only thing that came out of the meat. So if you're using a fattier meat, you're gonna wanna strain it, leave a little bit of the content in there. And then now we're going to add in our vegetables. So let's go ahead and add those in. So I've got them all cut up here. You see that? I'm just gonna add them into the pot and let these cook down. That in there. Turn you around and show you what it looks like. So there are your garlic, onions, basil, and cilantro in your meat. So now what we're gonna do is just kind of let this cook down, and then I'm gonna add some salt, pepper, and a little bit of my favorite seasonings to it. And then once it's cooked down a bit, we're going to add in the beef broth. So I'm going to put in some seasonings now, and we'll let it just cook away. All right, so I'm gonna add in some salt. You never wanna add your seasonings until you've drained your meat, if you are going to drain your meat, because all of that flavoring will just go down the drain, or most of it. So these are the seasonings that I love, the Riverbend Ranch seasonings. I love this Homestead blend. So this one's bell pepper and herbs. So I just add a nice shake into there, and then I love this one. So this one's finishing touch, and this is warm rosemary and garlic. So super good in anything that's like saucy or like a warm meal. So good. So now that I've got those in here, I'm just going to mix it in, let it cook down, like I said, and then we'll be ready to add in the beef broth. And then we can add in the diced tomatoes and that tomato sauce. All right, so I'm gonna cook this down. And then when we get to that step, I will give you a peek. All right, so you can see now that it's cooked down quite a bit. And how you know that is when you look at your onions, they begin to become translucent. So now that that's cooked down, I'm gonna add in the beef broth, and then I'll show you, actually, let's just add it in. Let's see if I can do this. Video and, all right, here we go. Add in the, oh, shoot, spilling it. All right, add that in and give it a stir. Okay, so now you can see it's looking like a soup. You're gonna let this just warm up a tad, and then we're gonna add in the diced tomatoes and the tomato sauce. And then we'll give it a taste and see kind of where we're at. And if we need to add more seasonings, we can add more seasonings. But what I love about this recipe is that it's super simple and you probably have all the things at home. And you'll be able to tell if you're on the right track if it's smelling super good. And I have to say, when you add herbs like cilantro and basil, it brings the entire dish to life. And this smells incredible right now. So I'm now going to open the 2 cans and we will get those in here. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now you're going to give it a stir. And you're gonna see that it's gonna start to look more and more like lasagna. Not so much like just a beefy soup. And this is very, very full. There you go. So now you can see that it looks more like a lasagna sauce. But it's got the soupy liquid texture to it so we can cook the noodles. But there you go. That is what it looks like so far. So I'm just gonna let it cook down now for a little bit, give it a taste, and see if I need to add anything to it. Look how good. All right, so I just gave it a taste and it tastes amazing. But what I'm gonna do in the recipe that I saw online is just add a tiny little bit of sugar, and then a little teeny bit more salt and pepper, and then I'm gonna give it another taste and see how it is. But oh my gosh, guys, that is a flavor-packed soup. So I'm gonna give it a stir, add some more salt and pepper, give it another taste, and then we will go from there. Okay, that's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So this is what it looks like now. I'm just gonna let it cook a little bit, and then I'm actually going to, I thought I would put that down so I'm not shaking my hand and trying to talk. But anyways, now what I'm going to do, because it's only 12:45 here and this is for dinner, I'm going to take the soup now and put it into my crock pot on high until it gets bubbling where it's hot. And then I'm gonna turn it down to low, and about ½ hour before I'm ready to serve it, I'm going to take my lasagna noodles and put them into the soup. So now what I'm gonna do carefully with you is put this pot into my crock pot, and then we will go from there. Okay, so I'm going to put it here. I don't want to make a mess, so I'm going to ladle it in until it gets low enough where I can probably just dump the rest in. Now, if you're going to make this right at dinner time, obviously leave it in this pot And then you're gonna add 6 to 8 lasagna noodles broken into thirds. So your lasagna noodle strip, that's about this long, you're gonna break it into 3 sections. So 1, 2, 3, crack them and just put them in the pot. Cook it for another 15 minutes. The noodles should be cooked, and then you can serve it. If you want to put ricotta cheese, feta cheese, any kind of cheese that you like into the soup when you plate it, that's the perfect thing to do. But we're not ready to eat this yet, so I'm gonna do it this way. So let's ladle it into the crock pot, and then, oh my gosh, guys, I can't wait to eat this. I was gonna say, then I'm probably gonna have some. But I've already had like probably 6 spoonfuls of this, and I have to tell you, the cilantro, or cilantro, however you say it, brings this dish to life. It tastes amazing, absolutely amazing. Now I'm just getting excited. So let's go ahead and ladle this into my crock pot here. Okay, so my crock pot is just about full, and we have about this much left. So what I'm honestly going to do is just take this bit here. That's enough probably for about 4 bowls of soup. And I'm going to give that to my parents for dinner tonight. And I'm going to just leave this one as full as it is, and we're gonna turn it on high. So I'm going to, crap. I got a little bit of a mess here, so I'm just gonna rub this, clean this off. Okay, so now I'm just going to put this lid on, tie it down. I love this crock pot because it has a lid like this where you can actually lock it. Turn it on high. This is going to sit here for about, oh, well, it's 1 o'clock now, so about 3.5 hours. And then around 4:30, I'm going to come back and we will go through the noodle steps, all right? So there we go. I'll see you back in a little bit. Okay, so it is now 4 o'clock. So what I'm going to do now that this has been just kind of cooking for the last couple hours is I'm gonna get my lasagna noodles. You're gonna take a full noodle like this and just break it into 3. And you're just gonna put the noodle into the soup. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm probably gonna put, oh gosh, probably around 8 or 9 full noodles in, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so now you can see there the noodles are in. So now what you're gonna do is you're just going to make sure that the noodles are all underneath the juices of the soup so they cook. And I'm just gonna put this lid back on the crock pot here and check them probably in about 15 minutes. Give it a stir and let them cook for another 15, and then they should be good to go. Okay, so let's take a peek at them. And they're looking awesome. I'm gonna give it a stir here. Oh my gosh, it looks awesome. Woo. Just about threw it out of the bowl there. Oh my goodness, this looks amazing. So the noodles are probably gonna take another 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes, and it'll be ready to plate up. Looks absolutely amazing, and it smells amazing too. So let's give it another 10-15 minutes, and then I'll show you what it looks like, and we will put it in a bowl. All right, so the soup is done. It looks amazing. I'm just gonna plate some into this bowl here. And then I will show you what it looks like. So here it is. I'm gonna just grab some feta out of the cheese and put a little bit on top. and then I will show you what it looks like from the top down, because it's kind of hard to see this way. But oh my gosh, you guys, this looks amazing. So I'm gonna grab some feta, sprinkle it on here, and then I'll give you a peek. Okay, so there you have it. Your lasagna soup with some feta cheese on top. And I will say, this isn't very soupy. It doesn't have a lot of broth because I did add a little extra noodles. So if you want more of a brothy soup and juicy, just don't put as much noodles. But oh my gosh, you guys, this looks absolutely amazing. I'm gonna give it a try, and I'll probably make this again because it looks really, really good. So there you go, guys. That is how you make lasagna soup. And I don't even have to tell you, I'm gonna try it and see how it is, because I already know it's gonna be good just by tasting it earlier without the noodles. I know whenever you add noodles, it tastes even better, right? So there you go, guys. Give this lasagna soup a try. And like I said, the spices in this recipe vary depending on you and what you like. So put anything that you like in there when you normally make a lasagna sauce, and I'm sure it will be absolutely amazing. So yeah, there you go. Give it a try, guys. If you do follow this recipe, let me know down below in the comments how it turns out for you, if you like it. Sorry, I was getting a phone call there. So let me know down below in the comments if you like it or if you don't. I'm sure you will though if you like lasagna. And yeah, super excited to try this and dig in. So like this video, share it to somebody who you think may love trying a lasagna soup, and subscribe, ring that bell so you never miss a video, and I will see you guys back here next time. Bye.